A call for human help was a mistake. An entire armada answered. Ethan Parker leaned back in his chair and rubbed his eyes. The bridge of the starship Horizon was quiet, but the hum of the engines filled the room. He had been scanning the outer rim for days, and every signal seemed the same: background noise, static, or natural interference. Yet something felt different tonight. The data flickered across the screen, showing a pattern that was almost human, almost alive. "Lieutenant Parker, what is it?" asked Maya Collins, her voice calm but curious. She was the ship's communications officer, sitting beside him and reviewing the same data. Ethan pointed to the screen. "This isn't random. Look at this pattern. Someone, or something, is sending a structured message. It's a distress signal."
Maya leaned closer, eyes narrowing.
"A distress signal?
Here, this sector is outside known space.
Why would anyone be calling for help out here?" "That's exactly why we need to check it," Ethan said. "If someone is in danger, we can't just ignore them." Captain Lucas Bennett, sitting in the command chair at the center of the bridge, overheard their conversation. He was a tall man with a strong jaw and calm, deliberate movements. "Are you sure, Ethan? The Galactic Council has warned all human ships not to interfere with alien conflicts. This sector is not our concern." Ethan straightened in his chair. "Captain, this is a clear distress call. It's coming from a planet under attack. If we don't respond, whoever is sending this might not survive. I think we should send a small team, just enough to assess the situation and help if we can." Lucas studied Ethan for a long moment. The captain was not easily swayed, but he knew the lieutenant had a strong sense of duty. "All right," he said finally. "We will send a reconnaissance team, nothing more. We keep our distance until we understand the situation." "Understood?" "Yes, sir," Ethan said, feeling a rush of determination. The Horizon changed course, heading toward the source of the signal. The ship glided through the void of space, dark and empty, except for distant stars twinkling like tiny fires. Ethan and Maya worked together, decoding the message as they traveled. The signal was clear. The planet below was under siege by a hostile species. The inhabitants were desperate, asking for immediate help. "This is bad," Maya said. "They're in trouble, and they are sending this message across multiple frequencies. Whoever they are terrified. And that's why we have to go. We can't just watch." As the Horizon drew closer to the planet, the crew saw signs of destruction from orbit. Entire cities were burning. Smoke rose into the atmosphere like dark clouds. The landscape was scarred. Buildings collapsed, and the surface was dotted with craters. The humans were silent as they took in the sight. None of them had seen anything like this before. Lieutenant Parker turned to Lucas. "Captain, we need to decide how to approach. We can't just drop in blindly." Lucas studied the planet. "We will enter orbit and send down reconnaissance drones first. We need eyes on the ground before committing any personnel. Ethan, prepare the drones. Maya, keep monitoring the distress signal. I want to know everything before we make a move." Within minutes, the drones were deployed. Small, sleek machines with cameras and sensors, they flew over the burning cities and relayed images back to the bridge. Ethan and Maya watched the footage closely. The planet's inhabitants were unlike anything humans had met before. They were tall, with thin limbs and skin that shimmered slightly under the planet's sun. They moved with a grace that was almost hypnotic, but they were clearly in fear. Small groups ran from the advancing enemy, which appeared insect-like, with armored exoskeletons and sharp claws. The drone's sensors detected energy weapons that humans had never seen. The aliens were powerful, relentless, and efficient killers. Maya pressed her fingers to the console.
Captain, we're outnumbered. The enemy is everywhere.
Even with drones, it looks dangerous. We can't just land a team there without a plan. I know, but if we wait too long, those people might not survive the night. We have to act fast.
All right.
We'll send a small team, as planned. Only enough to assess and provide support. No unnecessary risks. Ethan, you lead the landing party.
Maya, coordinate from orbit. Everyone else stays on the ship.
Agreed? Yes, sir, Ethan said. The landing party prepared their equipment. They donned sleek spacesuits equipped with energy shields, communication gear, and weapons designed to disable rather than destroy in case they needed to avoid harming the planet's inhabitants. Ethan, Maya, and 2 other crew members, engineer Nina Clark and pilot Owen Hall, boarded the shuttle. The engines hummed as the craft detached from the horizon and began its descent toward the planet. The atmosphere was thick with smoke, making visibility low. The shuttle's sensors picked up movement below. Ethan felt his heart race. This was the first time humans had entered a direct conflict zone, outside their own space. Everything depended on careful observation and quick thinking. As they approached a damaged city, they saw the alien civilians running from the enemy forces. Some tripped and fell while others tried to help them, but there were too many attackers. The humans could see energy blasts striking buildings, explosions tearing through the streets, and alien warriors cutting down anyone who got in their way. Ethan activated the shuttle's cloaking mode. We need to get close without being noticed. Once we have visual confirmation, we can decide where to intervene. The shuttle glided over a wide plaza where a group of aliens had taken shelter behind a collapsed building. Ethan's eyes scanned the scene. There, he said, we can help them. Owen, land the shuttle behind that building. Mina, prepare the medkits and shields. The shuttle touched down softly, kicking up dust and debris. The humans disembarked carefully, moving with stealth. The alien survivors froze at the sight of humans, unsure whether to trust them. Ethan raised his hands slowly, showing they meant no harm. We are here to help, he said. Follow us if you want to survive. A few aliens hesitated, but then ran toward the humans. Ethan, Maya, Nina, and Owen led them away from the plaza, dodging energy blasts and falling debris. Despite the chaos, the humans worked with precision, protecting the aliens, moving strategically, and improvising whenever obstacles appeared. Maya's voice came through the communicator. Captain, they've noticed us. Enemy units are converging on your location. You need to move fast. Ethan glanced at the approaching insect-like warriors. They were larger than humans, with multiple limbs and a hard exoskeleton. They clicked and hissed, coordinating attacks in ways humans had never encountered. Ethan thought quickly. Nina, deploy the portable shield. Owen, prepare the drone to distract them. Nina's energy shield created a barrier that absorbed several blasts, while Owen's drone swooped toward the enemy, drawing their attention. Ethan used the opportunity to guide the aliens to safety. As they ran, Ethan noticed something in the distance. A strange object hovering above the city, shaped like a triangle and glowing faintly. He could not tell whether it was a weapon, a transport, or something else entirely. It did not fire, but its presence added tension. Stay alert, he warned the group. That might be trouble. Finally, they reached a safer location, a building partially intact with a clear path to escape the city. The aliens looked at the humans with gratitude, though fear still showed in their eyes. One of the taller aliens, a female with pale blue skin and large dark eyes, spoke in a language the humans did not understand. Maya quickly activated a translation device. She says,
You came for us.
Why? Ethan looked at her and smiled gently. Because no one deserves to die when we can help. The alien nodded, barely able to hide tears. The humans had never been thanked like this before. Even in their own conflicts back on Earth, gratitude had always been complicated. Here, in an alien world, it felt pure and simple. But as Ethan and his team set up a temporary safe zone, sensors on the shuttle and on the horizon began to pick up unusual readings. Multiple warp signatures were approaching from deep space. They were faint but unmistakable. Someone, or something, had detected the humans' arrival and was moving toward them. Maya's voice was tense in Ethan's ear. "Captain, you need to see this. We've got multiple signatures heading this way. They're coming fast." Lucas's voice came through calmly, but there was concern under his words.
"How many to count?" Maya said.
"They're not all hostile, but we can't tell which ones are friendly yet. Captain, I think our small response might have triggered something bigger." Ethan felt a chill run through him. He had known there would be risks, but nothing could have prepared him for this. He looked at the alien survivors around him. They were counting on the humans. Whatever came next, they could not fail. For the first time, Ethan understood the full weight of their mission. A simple call for help had brought them into a war that spanned the stars, and humans, with all their unpredictability and courage, were about to make an impression that no one in the galaxy would forget. Ethan Parker scanned the horizon as the shuttle moved through the smoky skies of the alien city. The streets were twisted and broken. Buildings collapsed in piles of concrete and metal. The alien civilians ran between rubble, fear written clearly on their faces. The insect-like attackers were everywhere, moving in strange, jerky patterns, hissing and clicking as they struck with claws and energy weapons. "Stay low," Ethan whispered. "We need to get to that building. It looks like the safest spot for now." Nina Clark crouched beside him, carrying the medkit. "We can treat the wounded there. We need to help them survive long enough to escape the city." Owen Hall piloted a small drone above the streets, scanning for enemy movements.
"They're tracking us," he said. "There are more of them than we expected."
"I count at least 20 units in the area, maybe more." Maya Collins's voice came through the communicator from orbit. "Captain Lucas, the horizon is in position above the city. We've detected the same signals Ethan is seeing. They're stronger than before. Something big is coming." Lucas Bennett's voice was calm but firm. "Understood." "Ha.
Keep me updated. Ethan, you need to make a move fast.
We can't predict how long they will stay distracted." Ethan nodded and led the small group through a narrow alley, weaving between debris and avoiding open streets where enemy units patrolled. The alien civilians followed silently, trusting the humans to guide them. As they reached the partially intact building, Ethan noticed the walls were scorched and crumbling. "This will have to do," he said. "Set up a perimeter. Nina, start triaging the injured." The aliens gathered around, watching carefully as the humans worked. One of them, a tall female with pale blue skin, moved closer. Her eyes were large and dark, filled with worry. Maya activated the translation device on her suit. She says, "We cannot fight them. They are too many. We will help you. Humans are not easy to defeat. Stay close, follow our instructions, and you will survive." The alien seemed hesitant, but she stepped back and gestured for others to do the same. The humans worked quickly, distributing medkits, bandaging wounds, and setting up small energy shields around the group. Suddenly, a loud crash echoed from the street outside. The insect-like attackers had noticed their presence. They moved faster, claws scraping metal and concrete, energy weapons firing in short, deadly bursts. "Get behind the shields!" Ethan shouted. He raised his weapon and aimed at the nearest attacker. The pulse cannon fired, a bright blue energy bolt that struck the creature's armored shell. The insect hissed and staggered, but did not fall. "They are stronger than I thought," Owen said, firing his own weapon. "Their armor is tough, but they can't handle a direct hit to the joints." Ethan nodded, observing the patterns of the attackers. "Focus on the joints. Their armor is hard, but the limbs are weak points. Aim there, and we can slow them down." The humans fought with precision. They moved quickly, covering each other, protecting the aliens and striking where the enemies were vulnerable. It was chaos, but it was organized chaos. The humans were unpredictable, and the attackers could not anticipate their tactics. Maya's voice came again. "Captain, there's something else approaching. More warp signatures. They are bigger this time, and they are moving fast." Lucas's tone sharpened. "Understood. Ethan, be careful. You're about to have company." Ethan felt a knot tighten in his stomach, but pushed it aside. "We can handle it," he said. "We always do." Outside the building, a shadow fell over the streets. Large ships, unlike anything the humans had seen before, hovered above the city. Their hulls were dark, triangular, and gleaming with strange symbols. Some fired energy beams into the ground, forcing the attackers back momentarily. Others deployed smaller craft that began descending toward the streets. "Look at that," Owen said, eyes wide. "I've never seen technology like that." "Are they allies?" Ethan shook his head. "Not sure yet. We need to focus on keeping the civilians safe first." The humans worked quickly. Mina set up additional portable shields, creating small safe zones inside the building. Ethan and Owen positioned themselves at the entrances, ready to repel any attackers that got through. The aliens followed instructions without hesitation, guided by gestures and the humans' calm authority. Suddenly, one of the insect-like creatures broke through a side wall, claws swinging. Ethan fired, hitting its joint. The creature screeched and fell back. Owen launched a drone that distracted two more attackers, giving the humans a chance to regroup. "This is insane," Nina muttered, ducking behind her shield. "They just keep coming." "Keep calm. We've faced worse situations before. Humans survive by thinking, adapting, and never giving up. Remember that." The alien survivors watched in awe. They had never seen beings fight like this. Humans moved unpredictably, sometimes retreating, sometimes striking with sudden bursts of energy. Their tactics confused the attackers, who were used to overwhelming smaller, weaker opponents. Outside, the new ships continued to deploy forces. Ethan realized quickly that these were not human ships, but neither were they the insect-like attackers. They hovered, observing, and occasionally fired to push the attackers back. One of the ships deployed a group of soldiers, humanoid in shape, but taller and wearing heavy armor. They did not attack the humans. Ethan gestured to Maya. "Maya, can you identify them?" "Are they friendly?" "They are neutral for now," Maya replied. "Sensors indicate their weapons are active, but not targeting us. They might be allies, but it's unclear. Be careful." Ethan nodded. Understood. The battle continued for hours. Humans moved among the aliens, protecting them, firing only when necessary, and using the environment to their advantage. A fallen metal beam became a barricade. Exploding vehicles were used as traps. Small drones flew into enemy lines, drawing fire and creating confusion. The humans' creativity and courage allowed them to survive even as the enemy outnumbered them. Finally, the tide began to turn. The insect-like attackers were retreating, disorganized and confused by the humans' unpredictable methods. Ethan watched as they fled toward the city outskirts.
"They're breaking," he said. "Keep pushing, but stay careful."
"Don't chase them too far." Nina lowered her shield, breathing heavily. "I can't believe it. We actually did it. We held them off." Ethan smiled faintly, but he knew the fight was only part of the story. "We survived. Yes. But we have to get these civilians off the planet. This is just the beginning." Maya's voice came through clearly. "Captain, multiple alien fleets are now moving closer. They have detected the human presence. This could escalate fast." Lucas replied calmly, though concern was in his tone. "Copy that. Ethan, focus on extraction. We'll provide support from orbit."
Get the civilians to safety. Ethan turned to the alien leader, the blue-skinned female.
"We are going to take you to safety. Follow us closely. Trust us." The aliens nodded, some hesitantly, some with hope. They had never been guided by another species with such clarity and courage. The humans led them back to the shuttle. Owen flew low, scanning for enemies, while Ethan and Nina assisted the aliens onto the craft. The insect-like attackers had scattered, and the neutral observers remained silent, watching the humans with interest.
As the shuttle lifted off, Ethan looked down at the city below.
Smoke rose from broken buildings, but there was life, more survivors than he had feared. He felt a mix of relief and anticipation. The galaxy had seen what humans could do, and he knew this small action had set something in motion. Maya's voice came through the comm, one last time before they reached orbit. "Captain, the warp signatures are increasing. Entire fleets are responding."
You may have started something much bigger than we imagined. Lucas's voice was calm but carried weight.
"I understand. Ethan, bring your team back to the horizon.
We will prepare for what comes next. The galaxy is watching."
Ethan nodded. He glanced at the aliens, who were still recovering from shock and fear. "We helped them survive today," he said quietly. "Tomorrow we make sure the galaxy knows humans are not to be underestimated." The humans and the aliens were safe for now, but the signals continued to rise, fleets moving across space, curious or cautious. Ethan realized something that made him both excited and wary. A simple call for help had triggered a chain reaction. Humans had arrived, and the galaxy was beginning to take notice. The humans had arrived at a planet under siege. They had fought. They had survived. And they had impressed both allies and enemies. But the story was far from over. Somewhere in the darkness of space, fleets were moving, and civilizations were deciding what to do about humans. Ethan stood on the bridge, looking out at the stars. "This is just the beginning," he said to himself. "We came to help. Now the galaxy knows humans are here, and no one will forget it." The horizon moved silently through space, carrying humans and their unexpected alien allies. Below them, the planet was still burning in parts, but life had survived. And above, distant fleets continued to move closer, drawn by the humans' actions. Ethan Parker knew one thing for certain: humans were unpredictable, clever, and dangerous in ways no one had imagined, and the galaxy was about to learn that the hard way. Ethan Parker watched from the bridge of the horizon as the planet slowly receded behind them. Smoke still rose from the cities, but the alien survivors were safe aboard the shuttle. Relief and exhaustion were heavy in the air, but there was little time to rest. Something bigger was coming. Maya Collins, monitoring sensors from her station, spoke first. Captain, multiple fleets are moving through warp space toward the planet. They are not small forces. Entire armadas are responding to the conflict. Lucas Bennett's eyes narrowed. Do we know their intent? Not yet, Maya replied. Some are neutral observers, some are friendly to the aliens, and some we can't tell. But all fleets are responding to the humans' intervention. It seems our presence triggered a chain reaction. So our small rescue team turned into a galaxy-wide alert. Lucas gave a tight nod. It seems so. Prepare for possible contact. And Ethan, brief your team. We may be leading more than just a rescue now. On the horizon, Ethan gathered Nina Clark, Owen Hall, and Maya Collins in the planning room. They pored over the sensor data. Thousands of ships were converging. Some warships, some smaller scout craft. It was clear the galaxy had noticed humans, and curiosity, caution, and fear had all stirred. Nina shook her head. This is insane. We went there to help a single planet, and now it looks like half the galaxy wants to see us, or fight us. Ethan gave a grim smile. That's humans for you. We act, and we make an impression, always bigger than expected. Owen laughed nervously. Impression? That's one word for it. I think some of them might be terrified too. Maya pointed at the display. Captain, I have readings from some of the neutral fleets. They are studying our tactics. They've never seen humans operate like this in a combat zone. They are cautious. Lucas leaned back in his chair. Good. We need caution now, observation later. Ethan, prepare a plan for coordinating with other species if needed. We need allies, but we also need to make it clear that humans don't back down.
Understood. We'll show them what humans can do.
The horizon jumped into warp to follow the shuttle carrying the alien civilians. As they approached a nearby star system, more ships appeared from warp points, sleek and powerful, their hulls gleaming with strange alien metals. Some emitted energy signatures that the humans had never encountered before. Those ships are huge, Nina said. Diao. Some look bigger than our battleships, and they're fast. Speed doesn't matter if you outsmart them. That's our advantage.
Humans think differently. That's why no one can predict us.
The aliens aboard the shuttle whispered among themselves. Some were afraid, while others were fascinated by the humans' confidence. Ethan noticed the blue-skinned female from the city looking at him with trust. They seem different, she said softly through the translator device. They do not fight like the others. They plan, but they do not hesitate.
And they protect us?
Humans fight for what is right, and we do not leave people behind. As the fleets drew closer, signals began to broadcast from unknown sources. Most were warnings, some were greetings, and a few were challenges. It was clear the galaxy was deciding how to respond to humans. Ethan looked at Lucas.
Captain, some fleets might try to intervene if they think we're a threat. Others may want to join forces. We need a way to coordinate without starting a war. We'll take it step by step. Ethan, I want you to establish communication with neutral fleets. Show them humans are here to help, not to conquer. But be ready. They might test us. It was a large group of ships with sleek triangular hulls, armed but hesitant. The human message was simple. We protect those in danger.
We are not your enemy.
The leader of the fleet responded. Their voice was strange, mechanical in tone, but clear through the translator. Humans are unpredictable. Your actions are noted. You may be a force or a risk. We observe. Ethan smiled faintly. Noted. We'll continue to act with purpose. But don't mistake caution for weakness. The response created tension across the fleet. Other ships began maneuvering closer, scanning the humans and the alien civilians. Some vessels even began deploying small forces to monitor from the planet's orbit. Ethan turned to Nina. Prepare our defenses. If anyone tries anything, we need shields up, weapons ready, and drones in the air. Hours passed as humans coordinated with alien fleets. They established safe zones for civilians, showing their ability to act decisively. Their unpredictable tactics, like moving through debris fields, using gravitational anomalies to hide ships, and clever diversion techniques, confused even the most advanced alien fleets. Meanwhile, the insect-like attackers were regrouping. Small groups of them attempted to strike at the civilians' transport vessels, but humans were ready. Ethan personally directed countermeasures, using drones, shields, and improvised traps to block their attacks. Every human maneuver surprised the enemy. Owen laughed in disbelief during one skirmish. They keep coming, but they have no idea what's waiting for them. Humans are like a storm they can't understand. Ethan's eyes narrowed on the tactical display. Exactly. We use their confusion. Humans adapt faster than any fleet I've ever seen. That's why no one can predict us.
That's why we survive. Even the neutral fleets began to take note.
Observers recorded humans' tactics, some trying to imitate them. Yet no other species could fully match the human combination of improvisation, courage, and adaptability. As the day passed, communications arrived from distant systems. Reports from other alien worlds spoke of humans' unpredictable nature, their ability to overcome overwhelming odds, and their willingness to protect even the weakest species. The legend of human courage spread faster than any fleet could move. Ethan realized what was happening. We went there to help one planet. Now the galaxy knows humans exist and what we can do. This is bigger than any battle. We are changing how everyone thinks about humans. Maya nodded. Captain, the civilians are safe, the attackers are in retreat, and some fleets are offering support. It looks like humans might lead the counterattack if the enemy tries again. Lucas leaned back in the command chair, a small smile on his face. Humans always rise to the occasion. Ethan, keep leading the team. Show them what we are capable of. Night fell over the star system, but the humans did not rest. They coordinated with other fleets, patrolling nearby space, and keeping the insect-like attackers from regrouping. Every move was calculated, every decision precise, but unpredictable. Nina adjusted her tools on the bridge. I've never seen a fleet work like this. Humans aren't just strong. We think in ways others can't. That's why they can't beat us.
Exactly. Humans survive because we adapt, we plan, and we act.
And we never hesitate to protect those in need. That's why the galaxy is watching, and why they will remember us. Suddenly, sensors detected an enormous warp signature. Hundreds of vessels appeared at once, a massive armada moving at impossible speeds toward the conflict zone. It was clear the battle was about to escalate into something much larger. Maya's voice was tense. Captain, this is not a small force. Entire fleets are arriving. This could become a full-scale war if we are not careful. Lucas's expression was calm, but his voice carried authority. Ethan, ready the fleet. Humans lead now. Show them what it means to fight with intelligence courage, and unity. If they want war, they will find we are not easy to defeat, but we act for protection, not conquest. Make that clear. Understood. Humans will fight. Yes, but on our terms. And we will protect those who cannot protect themselves. The alien civilians looked on in awe. They had witnessed humans in action, and they understood something about the species. Humans were unpredictable, resourceful, and fearless. They did not fight for glory or conquest. They fought because it was the right thing to do. As the Armada drew closer, Ethan gave orders to the Horizons crew. Shields raised, weapons ready, drones in the air, and communications open. Humans were prepared not just to fight, but to lead. Owen glanced at Ethan. It's incredible. They don't know what to expect from us. And that's exactly our advantage. Ethan smiled. Ha 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 ha. Exactly. Humans are the wild card. No one can anticipate our moves. No one can control us. And today, the galaxy is learning that the hard way. Above the planet, the fleets watched humans with a mixture of caution, curiosity, and fear. On the horizon, humans prepared for what was coming, knowing that their actions had triggered something far larger than themselves. The galaxy was responding. Entire armadas were moving, drawn by the humans' presence, and in the center of it all, humans remained calm, focused, and deadly in their efficiency. They were ready to protect the innocent, fight the enemy, and show the galaxy that humans were a force unlike any other. Ethan looked at his team. Nina, Owen, and Maya were ready. The alien survivors were safe, and the fleets around them waited to see what humans would do next. Ethan Parker knew one thing for certain. Humans did not back down. Humans did not surrender. And humans, no matter the odds, always found a way to survive and thrive. The galaxy was watching, and humans were about to show them why they would never forget this day. The horizon hovered above the planet, engines humming softly as distant fleets slowly filled the orbit. Ethan Parker watched the displays, seeing hundreds of ships from different species. Some were neutral, some were friendly, and a few he still could not read. But all eyes were on humans. Every sensor, every camera, every crew on those ships wanted to see what humans would do next. Ethan turned to Lucas Bennett. "Captain, they're waiting. They don't know how we will act. Some of them might be thinking about attacking, others about joining us."
Lucas nodded calmly.
Let them wait. Humans fight with purpose, not fear. Show them what it means to act with intelligence and courage. Today, we lead, Ethan.
You and your team. On the bridge. Maya Collins monitored the alien fleets, keeping communication channels open.
Captain, we are getting signals from 5 different systems now. They are offering support, asking how they can help protect the planet and the survivors.
Ethan frowned. We didn't come here to command fleets.
We came to help a single world. But look at the opportunity, Lucas said. Humans can show the galaxy how to fight and survive. We act, they watch. That is enough to make a difference. The insect-like attackers were regrouping on the planet's surface. Small groups tried to strike at scattered human-alien convoys, but the humans were ready. Ethan's team had prepared defenses across the landing zones. Drones flew overhead, scanning for movement. Energy shields protected key locations. Humans moved quickly and decisively, intercepting attackers before they could reach civilians. Nina Clark was busy setting up portable power generators for shields. They are persistent, she muttered. But they can't adapt fast enough. Every time they strike, we are ready. That's humans. We adapt, we plan, and we never give up. That's why the galaxy is noticing us. Owen Hall piloted a drone squadron into the skies above the city. Each drone was small, fast, and deadly. The insect-like attackers had no way to anticipate their moves. Humans controlled the battlefield with coordination and creativity, using the environment, technology, and timing to their advantage. As the day passed, humans continued to push the attackers back. The alien survivors moved through the safe corridors set up by the humans. Blue-skinned females and other civilians followed human instructions carefully, learning quickly. They marveled at the humans' focus and fearlessness. They are unlike any species we have met, one alien said softly through the translator. They do not hesitate, yet they protect. They are strong. Ethan nodded. Humans fight to protect. That is all we need to survive, and more. That is why we are feared and respected. From orbit, the other fleets observed humans' tactics. Ships moved unpredictably, sometimes retreating, sometimes striking suddenly with focused energy attacks. Humans used debris fields, buildings, and even gravitational anomalies to their advantage. Their creativity in combat and willingness to protect civilians amazed every observer. Lucas Bennett leaned over the tactical display. Ethan, prepare to coordinate with friendly fleets. If we combine forces, we can drive the enemy completely off the planet. Ethan nodded. We can do more than defend. We can end this threat today. Signals from neutral and friendly fleets were coming in rapidly. They offered to deploy ships, energy weapons, and support units to aid in the counterattack. Ethan coordinated carefully, giving each fleet an area of operation while keeping humans at the center, leading the fight. The insect-like attackers realized too late that humans were not only protecting the civilians, but also controlling the battlefield. Their attempts to regroup were met with precise strikes, clever traps, and unpredictable tactics. Humans turned debris into weapons, redirected enemy movements with drones, and used energy fields to block their paths. Owen laughed as he maneuvered a drone into an enemy cluster. I swear they can't figure out humans. Every move we make confuses them. It's like watching them panic in slow motion. I knew humans were unpredictable. But this is something else. We're unstoppable when we work together. Ethan watched the enemy retreat. Not unbeatable, but close. They've never faced humans before. Not unbeatable, B. They don't understand us. Hours of fighting passed. The humans' coordination with other fleets, combined with their ingenuity, pushed the attackers into full retreat. The city was battered, but alive. Civilians were safe, and the enemy had lost the initiative. Humans had turned a desperate rescue into a decisive victory. Maya monitored communication channels. Captain, multiple fleets are sending reports. They are impressed. They say humans are terrifyingly effective. They've never seen anything like it. Lucas smiled. Not terrifying. Prepared. Humans survive because we plan, adapt, and protect. That is what makes us stand out. Ethan looked at the alien survivors. They were safe, tending to the wounded, following human instructions. We did more than save them, he said. We showed them that humans are here and humans fight for what is right. That is more than any one planet could have expected. As night fell over the system, signals continued to pour in from distant galaxies. Civilizations that had once ignored humanity now watched closely. Some were cautious, some curious, some fearful. Reports described humans as unpredictable, clever, and dangerous in ways that no other species could match. Ethan realized the truth. A single call for help had changed the galaxy's perception of humans. They were no longer just explorers or observers. They were leaders, warriors, and protectors. And the galaxy had noticed. Lucas approached Ethan on the bridge. "You see what has happened?" he asked. A simple rescue became a message. Humans are no longer small players. We have shown the galaxy that we are a force to be reckoned with.
Yes, Captain, and we didn't even try.
We just did what humans do. We acted. And now, everyone is paying attention.
Maya spoke quietly from her station. "Captain, there is a message from the alien fleet leaders. They want to offer long-term support. They trust humans now. They want to coordinate for future defense. Good. Humans lead by example. We protect, we fight, and we inspire. That is all we need." The next day, humans helped the alien survivors return to their cities. They repaired power generators, restored communication networks, and rebuilt defenses. The insect-like attackers were nowhere in sight, and the city began to recover. The alien leader, the blue-skinned female, approached Ethan. "You came for us," she said. "You did not hesitate. You fought with courage. You are unlike any beings we have known." Ethan smiled gently. "Humans fight for what is right. That is all. We do not leave anyone behind." The alien nodded. "We will tell others. We will warn them. Humans are a storm the galaxy must respect." Ethan glanced at the horizon. Beyond the planet, fleets from distant systems lingered in space, watching humans closely. Some sent messages of support, others of caution, but all were aware that humans had arrived and that their presence mattered. Owen whispered to Nina, "I never thought a single rescue could turn into this. Entire fleets, the galaxy watching. Humans really are unpredictable. Unpredictable, clever, unstoppable."
That's humans for you. Ethan looked out at the stars.
The galaxy is watching, and we have sent a message. Humans protect, humans fight, and humans survive. That is our legacy. From orbit, Lucas gave his final orders. "Prepare to return to the horizon. We will continue our patrols and be ready for anything."
Humans have made a statement today. Now we need to maintain it.
The horizon jumped into warp, leaving the planet behind, carrying humans and their alien allies. The city below slowly rebuilt, but the memory of humans fighting alongside them would last for generations. Ethan Parker, standing on the bridge, knew one thing clearly. A single call for help had unleashed something far bigger than anyone expected. Humans had arrived, and the galaxy had seen them in action. They were unpredictable, courageous, and unstoppable in ways no other species could match, and from this day forward, humans would never be ignored. The galaxy had learned its lesson. Humans were not just another species. Humans were a force, and the stars themselves would remember.